In this video, we're going to take a look at how you can do container snapshots and container sharing with other people in your team. We have an individual test container here. This test container has a database. We can access that database from in here. We have data in our table, which we can click on and see here, where we have our data provided. And we also have an application that is deployed that will query that data as well. As an example, we will then go to our application and load it up. And you can see that the data is being queried there. Now, if we go back to our code, you'll actually see something very interesting. When we create our database connections, we need not hard code the individual connection parameters into our application, either in configuration files or in PHP files. Instead, what we do is we specify getConfig var, Zend Developer Cloud DB name, DB host, DB username, and DB password. The reason why we do that is because we need to have our database parameters provided for us based off of the container that we're in. And so the developer cloud will maintain that information for us. So what we'll do is we'll now create a snapshot of our container by clicking on this Take Snapshot button. Put in our basic description. And now this is storing our information in the container in a manner that we can then use to either create a new container, or what we can do is we can share this container with all of its applications and all of its databases provided. So we click on Share, and by default they're private, but what we can also do is we can specify them as a shared snapshot. So we click on that, copy and paste. We'll take that, and we pass this URL to whoever we want who needs to create a container based off of the snapshot that we took. So we hit enter. We'll call this another test. Give it a password. This password is different from the one that I had in the previous container. I'll click on create container. And within a couple of moments, we have a new container up and running and ready to go. We go to our management, we go to our database management. Go to PHPMyAdmin. We see we have another test here as opposed to my test container beforehand. We'll go to our table and we'll browse, and you'll see we have the same data in there as we had in the previous container. Additionally, when we go to run our application still works despite the fact that we have a different password for our database connection because of the information that we provided in here. That gives you a basic rundown on how you can use container sharing with various people on your team.